Ladies and gentlemen, Raider Nation, welcome to the channel, guys. If you guys are new here, I'm going to be breaking down a ton of film. And in this video, I'm going to go in depth on Geno Smith. A lot of people are very up, very down about who Geno Smith is as a quarterback and why he's a good fit, or a lot of people on the opposite side, why he's a terrible fit, right? And I wanted to break down everything. I want to do an in-depth deep dive into Geno Smith. This might be a long video. Bear with me. We're going to break down the good. We're going to break down the bad. We're going to break down the ugly. So get ready. Comment down below your letter grade for Geno Smith being the new Raiders quarterback under Pete Carroll. And let's just get right into it. So first thing we notice about this play, guys, one high safety. We love one high safety as quarterbacks because, you know, it goes into a yes-no read. Now, I'm not a quarterback, so I didn't mean to say we, but quarterbacks. Geno Smith, he loves this, right? Yes-no reads. You got press man coverage, both sides. Now, normally they'd go after the DK Metcalf, right? But since that's PS2, we're not going to want to throw that ball, so we're going to look at our next best target, Tyler Lockett, who very well could become the new wide receiver of the Las Vegas Raiders. So our first read here is probably this guy right here. If he drops back into his zone, we're probably going to look off that and go somewhere else. But if this is man coverage, we love this. So immediately when he drops back, he's reading these two guys. Nobody drops back. They're both in man-to-man coverage. So that means we got a go ball, left side of the field. Yes, no read. We're throwing that football no matter what, right? So he drops back, throws it. Now we need this to be back shoulder because once that DB turns his back away from the quarterback, this has to be back shoulder, right? And look at the throw. Placement is beautiful. And again, for quarterbacks, when they see this DB turn his back, they're throwing that ball, right? That's a telltale sign you need to throw that ball because they're not going to know if it's coming or not. Geno, great throw here, makes a great one in this game. Now, let's break down one of his interceptions from this game. Alright, so one of the biggest critiques of Geno Smith, and you know, it comes from a lot of guys who just box score watch, right? Or stat watch, stat sheet watch. They don't actually really watch the film and see what's happening on the interceptions. Now, this is a play that I wouldn't consider his fault. Maybe he holds the ball too long, and I'll show you why. We're going to get an out, and we're going to get a post down the field here, okay? So again, first read are always these safeties. What are they doing? Now, the Broncos are a team that run a 3-4 type of defense where you have your 3 interior linemen and then you have your 2 edge rushers. Now, since you are in a 3-4, usually you're sending 5 when you're sending pressure, and that forces teams to be in 11 personnel, 12 personnel, sometimes even 20 personnel with 2 running backs in the backfield, right? So you need to protect your quarterback. Now, on this play, the offensive line is going to be in a 6-man scat protection with the tight end on the man side, and you're sliding to the left. So as this play starts to break down, again, we have the out, we have the post with Tyler Lockett towards the bottom side of your screen. We're reading these safeties, okay? So as that but after the 5-step drop, we're reading the defense. This safety bites up, okay? Now, when that happens, you get one-on-one coverage on the post. Deep safety across the field is way too far away. Let me fix that. Way too far away. So you're most likely throwing this football. But we need to be in a better position so he maneuvers around the pocket, but then gets hit. Okay? This looks like it could be a phenomenal throw here. It could be, right? But gets hit, underthrown, interception. One of his interceptions. Do I think that's a bad interception? It's not terrible. But the reason it's not great is because he had other options, okay? So he wanted the home run ball on 2nd and 17 when we could have easily dropped back and boom, fire this out. I get it, it's 2nd and 17. We want some yards here, but we have this. We have this. It's going to pick up some yards. Yeah, maybe it's not going to be a first down, right? But we have it. Or we can hit the dig across the middle. The dig across the middle with DK Metcalf, that's open as well. But essentially, it comes down to he had 3 guys open. If the pressure wasn't there, this is either a home run ball or a completion. Maybe, you know, again, steps up, avoids pressure, gets pressure from the other side, and then gets hit. Bad timing, but ultimately, I think it would have worked out if it's a good throw. Either way, there's guys open. He could have hit someone else. You let me know what you guys think about that one. All right, same game. They're up 25 to like 13 at this point. Now, we're going to see a wheel route here by Zach Charbonnet as he gets up. Again, we're going to be reading these DBs. We don't really know what the coverage is right now. It looks like it could be a shell type of defense. So as we start to, drop back in the pocket, that's when all the processing goes down for Geno Smith, right? which is why I love pre-snap motion. It really helps out a quarterback understand, all right, is it man, is it zone? So right away, the first thing that we notice, we're going to get 2 shallow crosses over the middle, one from a tight end, and then one a little bit less shallow with the wide receiver at the top side of your screen. Now, as Geno drops back, the first thing that he's looking at, once again, are these safeties, these DBs. What are these guys doing? And once he breaks to the inside, okay, now we know potential man-to-man coverage and linebacker needs to get over. Okay, so whenever he sees that, this is when he's kind of like, okay, I'm most likely throwing this football. And look at the ball placement. Steps up, throws an absolute dime while moving. I mean, perfect. That is perfect, guys. That is a perfect throw. Once again, under pressure as he steps up in the pocket. I guess the offensive line did a pretty good job there. They protect him for a good amount of time. Yeah, I would say that's a good job by the O-line. You did what you could, but hey, great pass there by Geno Smith, and a great job reading the defense with no pre-snap motion. All right, this play right here might blow you away. So the first thing we notice is look at these DBs. See how they're all kind of in line? Sometimes it's a disguise, right? Sometimes you can see this and be like, okay, 0. This is cover 0. They're probably sending a lot of heat here. So as a quarterback, you need to make sure to protect yourself. However, they might be disguising it. We got 4 wide, right? We're going to want to get this ball out quick. If you see these guys blitzing, you want to get this ball out extremely quick. But if they don't blitz, you can take your time. Right, so first thing we notice, it looks like cover 0. Let's see what it is. So as we drop back as a quarterback, we know that we have a matchup we like. Off coverage to the top side with DK Metcalf. So as he drops back, obviously not cover 0. They're sending 4. We got time. So look at this throw. He's going to... These are the ones that really make me excited about Geno Smith here. He is going to pinpoint this back shoulder away from the DB, only where his wide receiver can get it. That is an amazing throw by Geno Smith. That is an A+ throw. Again, we have a matchup we like. Without a blitz, we have time in the pocket. Let's take what we like. Let's take what the defense gives us here. We had it on the bottom side too with Tyler Lockett. Again, another guy that could be a Raider. Looks like DK Metcalf won't, but this throw alone, very impressive, guys. Very impressive. A+ throw. Before we get any further into this film analysis, we have a lot to break down. I'm going to keep going. All right. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Join the family if you're new. It is free. It doesn't cost anything. And this is my brand new channel. We're going to be posting a lot of film analysis. So if you guys want more film analysis, let me know in the comments what you want to see next. Let's deep dive into more. All right. So here's a play that's interesting. The Lions are going to be sending pressure. So they're going to send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This guy's going to drop back into coverage. Now, as a quarterback, your job is to protect yourself. You need to make adjustments. You need to allow yourself to have protection in the pocket and time in the pocket, right? Now, when you have a bad offensive line, it is very tough to do that, okay? So right here, he actually checked the running back into a block. Right, he said, hey, we need you to stay put. You can be in a block and release. Make sure I'm protected. So he's going to guard up that A gap. The offensive line is going to be in a 5-man scat protection. They're going to be sliding to the left. Okay, so the offensive line is sliding this way, which means you got man-to-man there. Now, when you look at this, it doesn't look good because they're blitzing here and they're blitzing here. Or I think might come off the edge. So again, the best thing he could have done here was motion the tight end in line and have him on a block and release as well. But ultimately, it does not work out, right? Instant pressure. I mean, when you look at this play right here, this is his only time to throw the ball. And his receivers aren't even breaking yet. There is nowhere to go with this football. Let's just be honest. Everything is clamped up and he's already getting sacked. So if you deem this his fault, then I get it because, again, if you need to feel the pressure, you need to understand, all right, let's slide the offensive line to the right, let's motion the tight end in line, and let's block the running back, right? Maybe that's the way you go. But I think the offensive line could have done a way better job. They could have done a better job here. I mean, first of all, this center needs to understand that, hey, when we're getting these blitzes, we need to count on our guys to understand what's going on and slide to the inside. Right, that's how it probably should have been blocked. Then running back picks up that A gap. It doesn't happen. They let up a sack. Do you think that's his fault or not? All right, now here's another play. Same game. You're down 14-0. Now, again, this is why I like pre-snap motion. Guys, I try to do the games where they played good teams just to show you he doesn't play good just versus bad teams, okay? It's stupid that people say that, but all right, pre-snap motion by Kenneth Walker. Okay, what was the first thing we noticed, guys? Man-to-man coverage. Okay, not only man-to-man coverage, but now you have one-eye safety. Okay, one-eye safety, press man coverage. We like this matchup. We love this matchup. This is a matchup we die for with DK Metcalf. And again, the Raiders don't have a DK Metcalf. They have Brock Bowers. They don't have a DK Metcalf. They need a DK Metcalf. Go get a DK Metcalf. Okay, so ultimately, we're going to get a stop route and a slot fade by DK. We're reading this safety. If he immediately drops over in this direction to kind of quote-unquote shadow DK, then we're probably not going to throw this ball. So let's react. Let's see what they do. So boom, we drop back. We look originally to the left side. You see how he's looking to the left? Because he knows he's got press man-to-man coverage. This is what you call manipulation of a defense. Whenever you have one deep safety, their job is to read the quarterback's eyes. Where are you looking? Because the majority of time, these quarterbacks are going to tell you where they're going with the football. So he scans left, trying to move him either straight in line or to this side of the field, getting away from the slot fade at DK Metcalf. Okay, so genius. I love this, by the way. So as he scans, he keeps that safety in line, making sure he doesn't rotate over, and then he throws it up. Look at the dime. Great throw. Ultimately goes down at the half-yard line, whatever it was not a touchdown. But this is a great read, a great play by Geno Smith. These are the ones that make me ecstatic about what he's going to be bringing here. Not only do you understand, okay, press man-to-man coverage. Okay, one-eye safety. Let me manipulate. Let me scan left, open right, throw the ball. Love it. All right, guys. So this is a bad play. Again, we talk about all the time on this channel. Whenever you're able to get pressure on a quarterback, you're going to create one of 5 different scenarios. A bad throw, a bad decision, sack, a forced fumble, interception, right? Protecting your quarterback is the most important thing. When you have a bad offensive line, there's going to be mistakes. There's going to be interceptions. There's going to be bad throws, bad decisions, right? It's just going to happen. So right here, the Lions are setting pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I believe 6. I believe they're sending 6 here, okay? So obviously, they're in 20 personnel. 2 running backs in the backfield. These guys are protecting. We got press man to the bottom side. However, and I know you guys can't see it, shadow coverage, right? To the left side, you see the extra safety. You got shadow coverage here to the left. And then to the right, you got what looks like probably a mid-read, midfield closed. Then you got man here. So you got options. You got guys we like here, obviously. Let's see how this play breaks down. And again, you have a 7-man scat protection, slide to the left, man-to-man to the right. Pressure gets there, okay? Pressure gets there. Let's just be honest. So at this time, this is when he needs to throw the ball. Is there anyone open? No. DK Metcalf and shadow coverage, you're not throwing that ball, okay? Let's just be honest. You're not throwing that ball. This over the middle, I mean, you're probably not throwing that ball, I would assume. You're not throwing that ball, right? I mean, most likely not. Is there anything open right now? No. Now, in this specific spot, he says, I need to throw the ball. We're down. We got to get some points on the board right now. I got to throw this ball. So what he does is he high points it. He throws it high, expecting no one's going to really get it, but at least give my guy a shot. They come down with a nasty interception. Okay? Is it a bad decision? Yes. Is it a bad throw? Yes. Is it his fault? Yes. I mean, I don't like when quarterbacks make a forced throw. I don't like it. If we want to force a throw, just don't throw it. If it's going to be a dangerous ball, don't throw it. But again, great interception by the DB. There is nowhere to go with the football. Let's just be real. All right, guys. Once again, look at this. So first thing we notice, once again, one-eye safety. These are always yes/no reads. I don't care what you say. Quarterbacks always love these reads. So again, we're going to get a stop. We're going to get a slot fade here by Tyler Lockett. And if we can keep this safety in line, or at least just not immediately rotating over here, we're throwing that ball. You also have DK Metcalf kind of in the slot here. Press man coverage as well. Another matchup we really like if we wanted it, right? So as Geno Smith drops back, that safety's already cheating to the right side of the hash, right? Look at him go from kind of that middle to now cheating over to DK Metcalf's side. Again, that's what you call shadowing. They want to make sure DK Metcalf is not in one-on-one coverage. So they send that safety over to kind of, you know, force Geno to be like, all right, maybe we don't throw into double coverage, right? So as this play starts to break down, he looks left quickly. Quick left, right? That first step is going to go to this side of the field because looks left. This guy, boom, right? Gets to that hash mark. And now we look back. We got a stop row with the linebacker. Cool. We got the fade. We're throwing it. Yes, circles it. Look at the ball placement though. Look at the ball placement right here. Unbelievable, man. Please go get Tyler Lockett. I know he's up there in age, but he would be a nice addition for the Raiders. Yeah, that's a pretty ball. All right, here we go. Once again, this one's an interception. We're gonna get just a cross or slant, whatever you really want to call it, over the middle of the field. They're going to get pretty much instantaneous pressure off the right side as we drop back. I believe it's a 3-step drop. 1, 2, 3. Once that back foot hits the ground. Normally, when this back foot hits the ground, when you're in a 3-step plant, you want the ball to come out, like, pretty much now. You want the ball already out. Now, if he had ability to have time in the pocket, he could scan the field, right? With this pressure, you're not able to go through a full field read, which is basically being able to look, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? You can't go through everybody. So now, since there's immediate pressure, you go from 1, 2, and you got to get rid of the ball, whether it's a throwaway or it's this, right? It's open. This is open. But again, we talked about it a little while ago. Whenever you're able to generate instant pressure on a quarterback or any pressure on a quarterback, you're going to create a bad throw, maybe a bad decision, an interception. It could create a lot of different things, right? Now, this is open. That's NFL open right there. So he throws it. It's just a little bit overthrown. And again, if the pressure wasn't there, that's an easy completion for Geno Smith. He actually ranks as the #1 most accurate quarterback in the NFL over the past 4 seasons. So, if the Raiders are able to establish an offensive line, a good offensive line who can protect their quarterback, these plays won't happen. I would deem the last interception his fault for forcing a pass. Would I say this is a force of a pass? No, it's open. That's open. That would be a completion if it's on target. That's not a force, but with 2 guys in your face, it forces a bad throw. Again, is that his fault? No, that is not his fault. Is it a bad throw off pressure? Yes. Is the O-line's fault? Yes. What even happens? How did they establish so much pressure? So you got a 5 tech, or actually maybe even a 7 tech here, right inside the tight end. You got a 7 tech, and then you got like a 4-eye off the right side here. So normally you'd probably slide to the left, man-to-man to the right. They chip off Nick Bosa as well. You chip off Nick Bosa, they spin inside, and then look at the right tackle. The right tackle gets just blown by immediately. That is embarrassing right there. Again, the Raiders need to protect Geno, and they'll be fine. Now, here's a play I actually really liked as well. We're going to see basically a clear out by #1. I believe it might be Dwayne Eskridge here. Now look at this, man. So we're gonna go out, we're gonna break in. I believe we get another dig over the middle here. Watch him pump fake right. He's trying to move these safeties over to clear out the middle of the field. So he's gonna pump fake right. Keep everyone over there. Now we're reading this guy right here. If this guy fully follows #1, then we're throwing this in over the middle of the Jackson Smith, the Jigba, steps up. I mean, look at the pocket presence here. Drops back in a 5-step, hitches up in the pocket, steps up even more, and then throws a laser. Beautiful ball, touchdown. Overall, guys, I like Geno Smith, man. Do I think he's going to win Super Bowls with the Raiders? Probably not. Do I think he's an upgrade? Yeah, hell yeah. Do I think he's a major upgrade? Yes. Do I think he's better than Sam Darnold? He's been more consistent than Sam Darnold. I would say he's less of a risk factor. Probably going to make less money. Maybe make more. I don't really know the money situation and what the Seahawks are potentially going to give Sam Darnold. But I don't know, man. You give him a third that you got from Devontae Adams trade. You still have your own third. I like this trade, man. I like it. I don't think I'm ever going to change my mind on that. Even with him playing, I could see the Raiders winning 8, 9, 10 games next year, potentially. I think at the max 10 games with the good coach and Pete Carroll. We'll just have to see what their O-line does. I think that's going to be a major part of their season, their offseason. O-line, some areas. And then from there, I think GT in the first round would be crazy. Or if they want to, add Travion Henderson or Quinshawn Junkins in the second, that would be nice. Maybe adding a wide receiver like Tet at 6 and then Travion in the second round, I think, is a possibility for them. But it's going to be interesting, man. I'm very curious to see what they do this offseason. Let me know what you guys think. And if you want another one of these videos where I break down even more of his film, I can do that. Just let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.